14 days and 5,000 kilometers of Saudi Arabia's most grueling terrain. It's the Dakar Rally. Broadcast brought to you by Toyota Gazoo Racing.
3 out of 3 for Daniel Sanders. Who can catch the Aussie?
It's not often that the race starts this way, and yeah, it's been a long time, but I couldn't complain.
5 stages in the lower classes, and now a win in ultimate for wonder kid Rokas Baciuska.
It's not surprise. He was preparing for that. We will go to sleep and repeat again.
In Challengers, Dutchman, Spearings and Van der Stelt also added their names to the winners list.
And I think this is a heavy Dakar. It's quite heavy. Yeah, it's good.
How do I look? I broke my nose quite bad, so I rested and missed the chrono stage, and I can restart for stage 3.
It's just so romantic to start the stage with the sunrise.
Last Christmas, gave you my heart, and take it away. Yeah, and keep it smooth. Have fun with it.
Yeah.
Have a good time. Well, let's see if we know where we're going.
Huh? We sure? He's so slow. We overtake them even on a straight. We could overtake them even on a straight.
What?
Which rider?
104 crashed. Fuck. You broke even the handlebar. How do you feel? Yeah, better? You want to test yourself? Come to Dakar. This is the place. This is tough.
Il est quelle heure? What time is it? 5:16. We don't have a choice.
Yeah, made it to the finish. Some riders are still coming here. You see, real adventure.
That's the dream. The 48-hour. We're by our car. It's cool. It's like a dream. Like a childhood dream. To sleep next to your car at the Dakar. Like when the Dakar was in Africa and they stepped by their cars. We're living an incredible moment.
Dakar life. Food. I think on the GoPro you can't see it, but I never see so much stars in my life.
To give the riders and drivers a bit of a breather after the 48-hour chrono, and because of rainfall in the region, the organisers have decided to shorten stage 3 by 169 kilometres. They will now race at 327k against the clock over some tough, rocky terrain as we head from Bisha to Al Hanakia. So far in Rally GP, it's been the Daniel Sanders show, but he lost a bit of time leading out today, even if it wasn't really his fault. The Australian had a GPS issue on his electronic roadbook, which meant he lost the caps and had to follow his rivals instead. He shipped almost 15 minutes despite bonuses, but was hopeful of getting some time back from the commissaires.
Everything was going good, felt really good. Navigation was going really good this morning. I did all the difficult stuff. And yeah, unfortunately this has happened, and yeah, I can't do much about it now. Just freshen up and get ready for tomorrow.
Either way, he still leads overall. Martin Mitchek, one of the top privateers in the bikes, took a superb 10th place last year, and he is hoping to impress once again in 2025. It's no easy thing to take on the top factory boys, and the Czech rider admitted that you have to be physically and mentally ready to tackle this Dakar challenge. Despite some early mistakes today, he finished 8th on the stage, and he's running in 12th place overall. Stefan Zvitko hasn't missed a Dakar since his debut in 2010, and on his 16th appearance, the Slovakian is still a force to be reckoned with. Another highly talented privateer, runner-up in 2016, he was 6th today between Luciano Benavides and Pablo Quintanilla. Stefan did have a crash around 15 kilometres from the finish, but both bike and body were okay. Adrian van Beveren described today as an emotional roller coaster. He had a big crash when he was trying to keep up with Tosha Shurena over the stones, then ended up riding in the wrong direction until he came across Ross Branch. He stayed with the world champ for the rest of the day despite losing his front brake, and wasn't too upset about giving Ross a free ride. Well, Ross saw the navigation was tough, so he let me go in front and then he folled me. But he's pretty fair play. I didn't mind opening for him because I know he'll return the favour somehow. He didn't leave me in the dust, but he did make the most of my navigation. That's how it goes. There are good days and bad days. A bad day for VBA then, and a good one for Branch, who was able to make the most of the Frenchman's prowess with navigation. The Motswana said this is a super tough Dakar, but he's really enjoying it, and no wonder. He's very nicely positioned in 3rd place overall, just 2 minutes off the lead. Branch 4th fastest on the day. Skylar Howes agreed that the first 100 kilometres today over the rocks was super gnarly. The American briefly got stuck in some sort of construction site, but once he found his rhythm, he had a very solid day indeed, even gaining some time towards the end when others strayed off course. Now, Skylar would happily have done the full 500 kilometres that was planned for today. He was 3rd, and he sits 2nd overall. Ricky Brabeck is still digesting his disappointment at the 48-hour chrono, which saw him damage his exhaust and lose time. But when you actually look at the standings, the defending champion is faring very well. He was 2nd fastest today, around 4 minutes off the pace, and if not for a late mistake, he might have taken the win. More importantly, he's only around 4 minutes off the overall lead. Well, today looked like it might be a special one for Bradley Cox. The young South African likes the rocks, and he was leading for much of the stage, on course to emulate his father Alfie, an 8-time Dakar stage winner. However, a late navigation error dropped him to 2nd at the finish line, and he was later slapped with a 6-minute speeding penalty that sent him tumbling down to 11th. All part of the learning curve.
I kind of knew when I made the mistake in the river that I've thrown the stage away. So, learning, and yeah, it was a good day though, really happy.
But the happiest man back at the bivouac was Lorenzo Santolino, as he claimed his first ever Dakar stage victory. The Spaniard said he had a practically perfect stage in every way, as he caught Quintanilla in the stones and then stormed away, clambering back into the top 10 overall. He becomes Sherco's first Dakar stage winner since Michael Metsch in 2019. Today we had the opportunity to fight for the stage, We have had chances in other editions, but in the end I was never able to win. It was always third or fourth. Today was the day to push, and I think it's fantastic. Sherco deserves it, and I hope that everybody who likes Sherco is happy. Santolino winning by a full 4 minutes on a day where the gaps were pretty slim. Only 13 seconds, for example, between Brebeck, Howes and Branch. And things have tightened up overall, with Sanders now leading the rally by under 2 minutes from Skylar Howes.
The Rally 2 top two after stage 2, also the overall leaders. Edgar Canet following the lead of yesterday's special winner Michael Doherty. The Catalan still the category leader with just over 4 minutes over the South African. Meanwhile, it's been a tough time for 2023 champion Romain Dumontier. At the start of his journey with Honda, Frenchman accepted there would be teething problems, yet Dumontier couldn't explain why he struggled over terrain he previously has excelled over. I didn't ride well today. Above all, the rocks were troublesome. Last year, I rode well through this part, but this year, I don't know, but it didn't go well. I got lost once, then afterwards, it was much better, much nicer ride. It was nice and fast, which was cool. So that's how it went. A short day compared to yesterday. Emmanuel Genes battling for top spot in Original by Motul. 20 in the category, fighting the desert without assistance. But no matter the level or the experience, it's easy to lose your bearings. At least not alone. And once one found the right lines, all could progress towards the finish. The current leader is Frenchman Benjamin Melot. 3 times previously on the Original by Motul podium. However, he'd never been the winner. He kept track of his rival to remain 5 minutes in the clear.
Not the conditions I prefer, with a lot of rocks, and yeah, I got caught by Manu Genes, which is my direct competitor in the Malemoto, but then I rode with him almost all the way.
Sunnier was the top-ranked Chinese rider on his 2023 debut, while a shoulder injury hampered him last year. Back fighting fit for a third go. Time for some fun. Doherty on the podium again, and despite returning in third, he remains second overall and 13th best on 2 wheels as Rally 2 boys continue to keep pace with the GP Rally lads. Canet, though, rode to victory, having successfully navigated the rocky terrain, 8th out of all bikes after following the path of the overall stage winner. I had some scares. I decided to take off the gas. Lorenzo Santolino passed me really fast, and that was my reference, and I was able to follow him. Tobias Ebster attacked and survived the chrono, a stirring second place, and after teammate Bradley Cox's penalty, 10th ahead of Van Beveren. No wonder back to his bubbly best with tongue firmly in cheek.
It's quite tough. I don't know what Costero wants to do with us in the first week. I don't know if he doesn't have that much space in the second week of the bivouac, but yeah, we are getting there.
The Rally 2 podium showing their capabilities, all 3 inside the best 12 riders on stage 3. All started with a win each in the bag, Canet the first to 2. Under 10 minutes separate the top 3 as Canet leads out Doherty and Ebster. Nils Terik leading the rest of the pack. Now to meet the Czech trickster who wants to be the first stuntman to complete the world's toughest challenge. What does Dakar mean to Adam Peschel?
The Dakar means adventure. Dakar means pushing the limits. You really want to know if you can do it. As 99% people asking me, Adam, why you going for Rally Dakar? Why you want to do that? I am crazy. That's why I'm here. That's my team, Jacob and Yarda. We are actually the stunt riders team. In about 2002, 2003, when the stunts and street fighters riding came to the Czech Republic, I was just pumped and excited to do tricks like a wheelie and stoppie on the motorcycles. Everyone tried to do it. The guys basically fighting to each other who will go faster on the rear wheel, who will go a longer way on the front wheel. You basically have to go sometimes over the limit to find where is the limit. Then suddenly when you find a way how to make the trick happen, it's just so big happiness, you know. That was the story actually. Suddenly you are there. Okay. You are on the ramp, you know, and it's like wow, these things happening. I believe in myself. I believe I can do it. I believe I can train hard. I believe I can use my skills and I can finish it. I just believe. No, you cannot. These riders, they've been training for 10 years for Dakar. Yeah, I know, but I believe. Who will tell me, like, Adam, you cannot, you're not able? I am able, I believe. And that's the adventure, that's the Dakar. The handling of the motorcycle, the feeling what the motorcycle telling me, that's what I learned on a stunts bike, you know, because you're sliding, you're doing crazy things on the balance, you need to feel it, every little touch, every little move, and that's one of the things where I really feel, hey, I understand the motorcycle, what he's doing. But on the other side, what's really difficult for me and absolutely new is the dunes and sand. I just find a way I need to push the throttle, and then it works. My way of living and my way, what I'm doing with the motorcycles, is like to be every day better than I've been a day before. It's been crazy. It's been crazy, honestly. It happened so many crashes to me and no really nice situation that I'm still crazy, but I understand how much I can be crazy, not too much. It's always about keeping the respect. So tell me, how is this possible? To hate it and love it?
Yesterday, the reigning champion was out. Carlos Sainz had a big crash on the 48-hour chrono, which damaged his roll cage to the point where the FIA would not allow him to continue.
Obviously, really disappointed. We need to stop the race. We bring the car here today. In a more deeper check, the roll cage was very slightly damaged, very easy to repair. The team was pushing FIA to repair, but somehow we couldn't convince them, and yeah, we need to stop the race. I'm super disappointed, and I wish the team the best. Unfortunately, we could not help them anymore.
This was where the damage was done, in the dunes yesterday.
Everybody is very disappointed, but that's the way it is, and you know, sadly, we'll have to come back next year and try and do it again.
Henk Latergen, meanwhile, said if you'd told him he'd be leading the rally after 3 days, he wouldn't have believed you. But he is.
Always when you come to these sort of things, it's such a big event, there's a lot of pressure, and sometimes you just forget to enjoy it. And we reminded ourselves before the race that we're actually in the sport to enjoy it, and we're actually here to drive, and I love driving, and I love racing, and I love cross-country racing. So so far we've been doing that. We've just been trying to get back to what we love.
Yazid Al-Raji was as popular as ever at the start line, chatting to Prince Khalid bin Sultan Al Faisal. And after winning the 48-hour chrono, it was the first time opening a stage for Rokas Pachuska. The Lithuanian seems to take everything in his stride, though, as he headed out onto the rocky ground. This stage was either flat out in 6th gear or tiptoeing through the rocks, so finding a rhythm proved tricky for drivers. Next to depart, Sebastian Loeb, who proved how treacherous this stage was after just 12 kilometres. The Dacia Sand Rider suffered significant damage. But remarkably, after a bit of bodywork adjustment, he and Fabien Lercan were back on their way without losing too much time. Rudimentary mechanics. Voilà, parfait. After finishing 8th overall in 2023, Han Wei has built his own car for 2025, although it's still very much in the testing phase. While Loeb seemed to have got away with his crash earlier on, it wasn't to be the case.
Christina, là, ça fait 17 minutes qu'on est là.
Soon on the scene to lend assistance was Cristina Gutierrez and her co-driver Pablo Moreno. Moreno was able to help Loeb on the 48-hour chrono and had to get his hands dirty again to help the Frenchman. I think in the roll we damaged the steering rod. Then the car was going well, but apparently something was damaged there and was actually bent. And then it broke as we were driving. Loeb got going again, but is 16th overall now. It's going to take a monumental effort to come back from here. The situation is what it is. We are 1 hour and 20 minutes behind. It's starting to be a lot, but we will see. Nasser Al-Attiyah was in good form today. He started 6th on the road and soon was up behind the Toyotas ahead of him. The Qatari was frustrated with how long it took to pass them, but he finished the day 6th, which promotes him to 2nd overall, ahead of Yazid Al-Raji.
For us, it was good stage, you know. Just I hear now Sab he roll. I hope he's okay and continue, because we need to finish all 3 cars in the podium in the finish of Dakar. It's very important for our Dacia Sand Rider.
Finally, a reason to smile for M Sport Ford. Matthias Ekstrom finished 7th on today's stage, which moved him up to 3rd overall. Seth Quintero, meanwhile, has moved into the top 10 overall by finishing 3rd on today's stage. Problems for a lot of the frontrunners means that the field is not particularly spread at the moment. As with 3 stages run, Quintero is in 10th, only 35 minutes off the lead. 19th on the 48-hour chrono wasn't ideal for Gerlan Shishari. He's 48 minutes off the lead in 12th, but today he finished 2nd again, as he did on stage 1, just half a minute off the win. But a new record was broken today. Saoud Variawa became the youngest ever stage winner in the Ultimates class. At 19 years and 191 days, the South African won stage 3. He lost 7 hours on stage fixing his Toyota yesterday. Today was a perfect response.
No, a lot of the places it could really catch you out and end your race, but we really took it quite easy in the stuff that was really tricky, and just Francois was good with the navigation and we were on point everywhere.
Giniel de Villiers also suffered yesterday but finished 10th on stage 3, and there was another top 10 finish for Mathieu Serradori, but the victory went to Saoud Variawa. It was 13th on the stage for Henk Latergen and Brett Cummings. The Toyota driver was another who found it tricky to find the rhythm in the rocky stuff. But he still leads the rally overall after 3 stages. Seth Quintero has moved up into the top 10. Lucas Moraes is up to 5th. And just 12 minutes cover the top 4.